Hey everybody, and welcome to a new video. And today we're here to talk about the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and plus my pickups from the show. I've been going to the show probably ever since 2011, and each year it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't been to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, it's pretty much like Disneyland for retro video games. It's a lot of fun. This year was no exception. Oh my God, it was so crazy in there this year. You know, so many people that I actually had to take a break. I never take a break from the show, like being on the floor, because I'm always constantly like looking for deals or whatnot. But this year I had to take some rest, man. I was like, man, let me go out of here for a little bit. It was packed. It was crazy. Everybody was busy. It was a good time though. I had a good time with my friends. We were there. We got to hang out. One of my buddies' ex helped me fix my PS1 from back in the day. My PS1 from Korea, the one that I have modded. Well, the shell cracked, so we actually worked on that. Well, he worked on it and he fixed it. He swapped the shell for me, showed me how to do it and everything, and which was really cool. So, X, thanks for doing that, man. Good looking out. And also, he cleaned out my Game Boy Color for me, but he's gonna mod it for me, and I put a light in there, so I'm happy about that. But we all got to hang out. Everybody got good deals. My buddy Steve came down all the way from Texas. If you don't know Steve Wright Jr., he's a photographer, takes a lot of pictures of the show, does a good job. Definitely check him out on his YouTube and his Instagram. I'll leave a link in the description below. And everybody was just, like I said, just going after stuff, man. It was pretty awesome. Beginning of the show, I would say Saturday, because they had the early access for an hour for VIP. Went around, tried to look at everybody's stuff real fast because I know it's going to get flooded when those doors open officially. And I was like, man, dude, like it was just a lot of crazy stuff out there. But I thought I was pretty calm this year. But I always say that every year. I always find something, which is pretty amazing. That's what I love about retro video games. You know, when you think you're kind of like done, you're kind of slowing down. Like, nah, you find something else cool, and you're gonna see that in my pickups. So now we can go ahead and get started with that. First thing I want to show you guys, where did it go? I just had it in my hand. There it is. This was given to me by my friend Jamie Hoppa. If you don't know his channel, Import Gaming for the Win. Lots of good information about import games, which I try to tell everybody to look out for. Like, look at the import games, because those are the ones that are really good as well. We don't get over here in America. But he gifted me a VCD player for the PlayStation system. So basically, if you have the original model PlayStation, this will hook on the back, and you go watch VCD movies. And if you don't know what VCD movies are, they were the format before DVD came out. Usually, if you wanted to watch a movie, it was a 2-disc movie pretty much, because they're the same format as CDs. They just put movies on them. I don't think they ever really came out in America, maybe a couple, but they never took off. Definitely they did. So I actually got mine in Korea, and they had Korean subtitles, but most of the movies were like in English and everything. Very cool to collect them. I think my mom has the rest of them. I think I left them at my mom's house years ago, so I think she has the rest of them. But this is cool, man. I'm gonna try to get a couple of VCDs. So Jimmy, thanks for that, man. I appreciate you, and it was good hanging out, bro. Next game, well, not game here, but I got this for $20. This is the Super Retro Advance adapter. Now I had one of these before, and I eventually got rid of it. But for some reason, these things became rare and hard to find. So, you know, playing your Game Boy Advance games on Super Nintendo, I think that's convenient and everything. But at the time, I wasn't really caring about it, because I saw all the Retron 5s coming out, man. I could just use the Retron 5 for that. But the Retron 5, I mean, we know how that system turned out. But anyways, happy to find this, $20 from buddy Zach. Appreciate you, bro. And yeah, I actually chose this over a Super Game Boy 2. I almost got a Game Boy 2, and the guy had like 5 of them, and he held it for me. I said, yeah, I'll come get it tomorrow. But then I bought this. I was like, dang, man, I don't know if I should get it now. So I chose this over it. But I got something else from him, which I'll get to later. But yeah, play your Game Boy Advance games on your Super Nintendo. Awesome. Here's a unique item. So originally I saw John did a video about this a while back. And, you know, I had no idea. This is I almost bought this arcade game back in the day. And I'll show you the picture in a bit of the arcade I was going to buy at my store, Super Smash Games. But this is Baby Pac-Man for the Atari 7800. Now, this is pretty much a created game, like a recreation of the arcade game, pretty much. You know, they got it down like to a T, pretty much, possibly even better to some extent. But I picked this up at the show. I figured, you know, it was being sold by Atari Age. I figured, why not? Now, I don't have Atari 7800, but I looked for one at the show. I couldn't find one, but I plan on getting one so I could play this. But I wanted to knock this out for it, you know, because now this game makes the system worth getting for me, because this is probably one of my favorite Pac-Man games. It was a hybrid arcade machine, you know, a mixture of arcade and pinball together, which was pretty amazing. But this port, I mean, not port, but this remake, I mean, not remake, but, you know, you guys know what I'm saying. Anyways, recreation of the game is pretty insane. All right, so I got rid of this game before, but I picked it up again, and I'll tell you guys why the next game after it. But this is a Super Chase HQ. Really cool racing game. Well, not racing game. You're pretty much like an undercover cop going after criminals and cars and everything. You gotta like eventually race to get to the criminal as the boss, and once you get to him, you try to run him off the road or bump into him, and you like pretty much just damage his car to where he can't keep going anymore. So that's how the game plays out. It's actually a fun game, and I think it's like underrated as well, because I don't really hear people talking about it. But it's a fun series. They actually have some of their games on the Genesis system, and of course, it was an arcade original. Now the game next to it, actually that game's not even here. I got that game before, but if you want to know what the game is similar to it, it's called World Super Police. World Super Police for PS2. It's kind of like a spiritual successor to that game. But yeah, so next game here, Rainbow Islands for the NES. Now I already have the game, but I saw a complete copy, and the guy it was $45, but he wanted to sell it to me for $30, man. He's a really nice guy, and so he recognized me from the channel. He said, "Yeah, Reggie, man, I love the stuff you put out, man." And he was like, "Dude, man, you helped me find so many good games, or this good information putting out there." So he hooked this up for $30 without even asking. So, brother, I don't remember your name, man. It was very kind of you. Thank you so much. Rainbow Island is probably one of my favorite games for the NES system. I mean, seriously, this game is a lot of fun. And it's actually the real sequel to Bubble Bobble. A lot of people don't know that, but yeah, whatever. All right, so here is another game. The guy I was supposed to get the Super Game Boy from, I actually picked this up from him instead. I got a Fist of the North Star for PS1. Now, I had this game, well, I kind of had it when I was in Korea. It was a bootleg copy of it that I played on my PS1, but I never owned the original copy. And I remember reading about this in Game Fan or Game Pro magazine, hoping it would come out to America, but of course, they want to dub all that dialogue in English, and I guess they weren't into like just doing subtitles back then. They thought it'd be a waste of time, so never came out in America. But this is a really good Fist of the North Star game. It goes over the whole story of the first season of it, and I think it's really well done. The fighting's fun. It's just it's all kind of awesome. So it was a later release for PlayStation, but still in Japan they were still doing like a lot of good quality games. So if you see Fist of the North Star, if you're a fan of the series, I would say you owe it to yourself to check this one out. All right, so now we're gonna go through pretty much the Game Boy stuff here. I'm gonna knock those out. I love my Game Boy stuff, and I got Nemesis for Game Boy complete. Well, it's missing the cardboard insert, but I could get that, or a plastic insert. I could get that easy. $10 for this, pretty much complete. Besides missing the cardboard, and Nemesis, I think is a spiritual, is a part of the Gradius series. I can't really remember, but I remember seeing this game all the time when I was a kid. Never really got to play it, but it's kind of like just nostalgic to finally actually get to try it out. So if you haven't played Nemesis, or I don't know, let me know what you guys think about it. Pretty much, I heard some people say it was a little bit slow, but it was an early Game Boy release, so maybe, yeah, I don't know. Next game here is Star. Is it Star X? Yeah, Star X for Game Boy Advance. This is pretty much what you would call a Star Fox game on the Game Boy Advance, and it's really well done. This is actually an upgrade because my other one I have is really beat up, so I saw this one, and I was able to get this for $10. So this was a hookup, man. So happy to have this. If you haven't played Star X, definitely try it out. I think it does really well on the Game Boy Advance. Not really story heavy from what I remember, but still, like porting something like this to the Game Boy Advance, I thought was really cool. Well, not porting, but like creating it for the Game Boy Advance. A Top Gun. I saw this for $6. I said, hey, why not? I like the Top Gun games for the PS1 because it's got the actor who plays Strickland from freaking Back to the Future in it. Cause I love the FMV scenes. So I said, you know what? Why not pick this one up? I've never seen it before. It's a Game Boy Advance game. It might be pretty good. So Top Gun Combat Zones. Yeah. Yeah, let's see how this is. Hopefully it's good, but let me know if you guys have tried it out. Unreleased game. Well, it got officially released by Pico Interactive a couple years ago, I think, but the game was made a while back and never released. This is World Reborn. This is a shoot 'em up game. The company who was originally going to put this out, they had a connection to make a Game Boy Advance game, but their connection got like fired. Like they had like remanagement and everything, so the connection didn't go through, so they weren't able to officially sell this game. But I guess Pico Interactive picked it up later, and they put it out there. Jason actually did a video on it a couple years ago, and he was telling me about how much he liked it. I tried it. I think it's okay. It's a little bit slow for me, but maybe I need to get further into it, or maybe to see what it's really about. But you know, I wanted to give it a chance. A shooter on the Game Boy Advance. So if you have played World Reborn, let me know what you think in the comments. So these next two items are pretty funny. So last year at the show, I forgot how it happened, but I was talking to at Riggs booth to somebody, and then a couple people came up and recognized me. I think this is how it happened, and they were telling me how they were shopping around. I think they told me how they liked the channel and everything like that, and they were looking for Pokemon stuff or something like that, or just I don't remember how it happened, but I had that Pokemon game. I'm not a game, but it's for the Game Boy Advance, where it's like a movie. You get 2 episodes. I had it in box. I think it was sealed too, and I was just looking to kind of like just trade them or whatever. But they seemed like they liked Pokemon stuff, so I said, you know what, here you go, you can have this. And I gave them the game, and they remembered that, and they came this year, and they actually gave me this. They gave me Dragon Ball GT for the Game Boy Advance. This is the 2 episodes, 2 of the first 2 episodes of the GT series, and Spider-Man Part 2 for Game Boy Advance. So they hooked this up, and I was just really like wow, dude, that was pretty cool, because they totally remembered that and everything. And so I just thought that was really good, man. So thank you guys, I appreciate you. I haven't broken the seal yet on these yet, because I just kind of got to them. I'm finally getting to this pickups video. This stuff has been sitting in the living room for damn near almost 2 weeks, and now I'm gonna finally get it put up. So I'm happy about that. But thanks, guys. I really appreciate you. My buddy Gerald wants to play some co-op games online, so he hooked me up with Dead Space 3 for Xbox 360. He thought we could play on that system. I didn't realize it at the time, but the 360 doesn't have free online like the PSN does. So I actually picked up a copy for him. Hopefully I have it right here. I picked up a copy. Well, anyways, Gerald, if you're watching this video, man, I got a copy for you on the PS3 so we can play on the PSN because it's free. And yeah, we'll play online like that. But if you haven't played the Dead Space series, very cool games. I know the third game gets a lot of flack because of EA kind of like messed with the development for it. But overall, it's still a solid game. I love the traveling in space and the different parts, and the co-op is really fun online. So if you haven't played Dead Space 3, guys, even though it's not the best in the series, it still is good enough. Definitely check it out. Alright, so from Limited Run, I picked up Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. Is this Pirate's Curse? Yeah, this is the third game in the series. I picked this up because, well, Limited Run didn't have really many titles that I wanted. I was hoping they would have like some of the newer ones, like Gunvolt, Luminous Avenger 9 or whatever it's called, or River City Girls, or Freedom Planet, which I actually got later on, which will be in another Pickles video. But they had this, and I said, okay, cool, I can play Shantae on the Switch. So picked this up from them. And let's see here. Steambot Chronicles. Whoa, microphone almost fell. Steambot Chronicles for the PSP sealed. Yes, I already have this game, but I wanted to put the sealed copy in the little Holy Grail box I got, wooden box I got, so this is going to go in there. If you haven't played Steambot Chronicles, you guys have no idea what you're missing. It's a very good series. We only got 2 games. We were going to get the second game. They're kind of hinting that maybe they could work and finish the second game because they bought the rights out for it, but we'll see what happens. I'm not going to hold my breath, but we do have 2 really good games from the series here. Steambot Chronicles on the PS2 and the Steambot Chronicles Battle Tournament for the PSP. Definitely check both of them out. Alright, so next here, I feel like I'm missing some games I want to show you guys here, but hopefully not. Oh yeah, I did show the other NES games. So next game here is Nebs and Debs for an NES. So this game was kickstarted last year, I believe. And it finally came out, and I almost didn't find this game because there's a part of the Portland Retro Gaming Expo on the back wall that rarely anybody walks on, which is hilarious because they're also like, you see what's in the front, in the middle, and that's basically what you go to. But if you take your time and walk around, you'll see everything. And I almost missed the stuff in the back. So my buddy Jared, I was talking to my buddy Jared, and we were talking for a minute. One of his friends showed the game, and I said, "Where'd you get that from?" "Oh, they're selling it over here." I said, "Oh, really?" So I love the way the box art looks, and I just want I wanted to get another NES game, a brand new one at least, and I picked it up. So if you haven't heard of Nevs and Devs, cool NES game. I got to play a little bit of it. I liked it. I like the whole feature, how you got to dash for the diamonds and everything. You jump in the air and you dash. I think it's pretty cool. So definitely the box art looks great. Looks fantastic. Really makes the game kind of like just like pop out at you. But yeah, definitely check it out or let me know what you guys think. I picked this up just because Old Man Pine from Back to the Future. A lot of people don't know this is Old Man Pine from Back to the Future on the cover from Chess Master. That's him on the cover, guys. And I didn't know they made a 3D Chess Master for the PlayStation. So not that I'm a big chess guy, but it's like, I don't know, man. I just feel like I had to pick this one up because I hadn't seen it before. I like the long box games, so oh yeah, it's complete too. I didn't even check it when I bought it, but I bought it from a good friend. So Chess Master. I'm not gonna recommend it to anybody, but you know, if you like chess, this is for you. All right, so my buddy Jared, he gifted me this for the Dreamcast. So basically, they ported a lot of old school PC games to the Dreamcast here. So we have games like Maniac Mansion, Sam and Max Hit the Road, Loom, Dig, Monkey Island 1 and 2, Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, which is another game I just recently found out about. That game was actually ported to the Wii on the Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings port. And Day of the Tentacle. So all these games are on these discs here, and yeah, I gotta pop these in the Dreamcast and everything. So it's nice to get a new little Dreamcast port. And also, I didn't even notice this, but Jared even like did a little manual for it and everything, made it look all nice and neat. So you can't see all that, but dude always does amazing work, man. Jared, if you're watching this, man, really appreciate you, man. Good stuff. All right, so here, so this was actually the first item I bought at the show, and so my buddy Steve, he said there's this import guy over here and over in the corner, and a really nice guy, man. I went and saw the stuff he had. I think he was living in Japan, and he's like in the Navy or something, and he had all this cool stuff there, like really good stuff, good prices and everything. And you know, I'm going through the imports, seeing if there's anything I wanted and everything, and I found one game, and that was Fate Unlimited Codes. For PS2. So if you don't know what Fate Unlimited Codes is, it's a fighting game by Capcom, and it came out to America on the PSP as a digital download. But of course, as we know, they could pull downloads, and you don't have access to them anymore. So this is the only way to be able to play the game in a physical format. And I went ahead and picked this one up. So he hooked it up too, man. He wanted $22 for it. I asked him, hey, was he firm on the price? He said, what are you thinking? And I got nervous because, you know, I don't really haggle too much anymore. My haggling skills are kind of diminished. I didn't want to say anything was rude or to rip him off or anything. So I said, fuck it, I'll just say something. I said, would you do 15? He thought about it for a second. He said, yeah, I'll do it for 15. He was being nice. He was hooking me up, man. So, bro, I appreciate you, man. Awesome hookup on this. Fate Unlimited Codes. I am a fan of the Fate series. Let's see here. Oh, here's some good stuff here. So, Kyle, a good buddy Kyle, told me about this game. He said, Reggie, I don't know why anybody's not talking about this game. These games still look amazing today. And this is Psygirls by Konami. Psygirls, I've seen this over the years, and I never really paid attention to it. Man, I only listened to what I heard about it. Somebody was saying the controls are clunky or whatever like that. But if you look at the graphics for this game today, man, this game holds up. And I'd never really heard bad things about it besides the controls being weird or whatever. But that could be untrue pretty much. So I decided to give it a go. So I got this. And I'll let you guys know what I think about it. But you guys are seeing gameplay footage here anyway. But I'll let you guys know later on what I think of it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it. So even if a game is bad or whatever, by some means, I'll still find a reason to like it. So, all right, next game here, Raw Danger. I couldn't help but pick this up. The guy said $5 for it. So I said, cool, I'll pay $5 for it. So he's charging $8. If you know what Raw Danger is, it's a sequel to Disaster Report. and we're getting the new disaster report here sometime in 2020, I think. So it's disaster report part 4. It got delayed. It got canceled because of tsunami in Japan. But luckily, the original creators bought the rights to it, and they remade the game again. So we're gonna get to play that. But the last one we got in America was Raw Danger, which is the second game, and we got the first game, which is called Disaster Report. Hopefully, the third game gets ported in English. There's some guy who said he translated the third game on PSP, but he hasn't released it, man. I was like, man, you got to get that out there. But hopefully, we'll see something. It's a fan translation for the part 3 that I'm talking about. But anyways, next game here, Sonic DX. I thought I had this, and I couldn't believe I didn't have it, so I went ahead and picked this one up. It cost $10. I love the Sonic Adventure games, at least the first 2. I didn't really get into Sonic Heroes or any of the rest after that, but these 2, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, I definitely could get into. And this is a big deal when it was on Dreamcast. I remember when my buddy was telling me about, oh my God, Sonic Adventure is so crazy, man. You got to play it, man. We were pumped back then, but really this game was mostly nostalgia. All right, thank goodness we're winding down here. I want this video to go on too long. Well, no, we got quite a bit to go. We'll see how it goes. Hunting Ground. Yes, I got another copy of Hunting Ground. I did a trade with my buddy Josh for this. He knows this is one of my favorite survival horror games of all time. So I said I got to get another copy of it. So pick this one up. This one is funny because out of the copies I own of it, this one is a little bit more like kind of beat up and everything. So this will be probably the one I start playing from now on. But if you haven't played Hunting Ground, it's pretty much, I would say, a spiritual successor to the Clock Tower series in the way it's like, I think it was originally going to be called Clock Tower 4, but they changed it because the Clock Tower 3 didn't sell too well, so they thought they could change the name. End up selling worse. They should have added a Clock Tower name to it, but if that's true, I don't know if that's true though. But other than that though, they need to make this game widely available. It was gonna be ported to the PSN for the PS3, but they got the rights for it, but they never put it out, which is weird. So hopefully Capcom puts this game out somehow, because a lot of people are looking at it because it's a highly expensive game now. So I'll say this one for last, actually. That was the last item I got at the show. Alright, so my good buddy Marcus, Retro Game Players. You guys know I talked about him in an earlier video about, a kid trying to steal his Atari 2800 from him, or 2600, excuse me. And he put the kid in check pretty much. I mean, Marcus's approach is crazy. But anyways, he hooked me up with a soundtrack he made, Malibu Mode 7, which is a great soundtrack. Marcus is a musician pretty much. He makes music and everything. And dude, I mean, seriously, if you haven't heard Malibu Mode 7, excuse me, I mean, seriously, I'm going to play a clip here. Hopefully Marcus doesn't copyright claim me, but I'll let you guys listen to it. Pretty solid soundtrack, guys. And Marcus, thanks for hooking me up with this and not trading me for food or anything like that for it. All right, let's see here. My buddy Steve, I got a Final Fantasy VII strategy guide. I think it was given to me at the show, and I thank the person for it. I wanted it, but my buddy Steve wanted it more than me. He asked me if I wanted it or not because he wanted it pretty much. I said, yeah, you can have it, man. And he ended up giving me Trauma Center New Blood. So I guess it's the third and final game in the Trauma series for the Wii. And I haven't played any of them, but I'm looking forward to playing this. I hear a lot of good things about this series, and this game is like co-op. So I don't know what the first two were, but still, new online rankings. I don't think the Wii is online anymore. Or did they hack it online again? Maybe they did like the DS and it's online again. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think of this game. And now we're getting to the trade I did with my buddy John Houston. He hooked these up. So, if you're a fan of the Knight Rider series from back in the day, which I was when I was a kid, I don't remember it too much, but I remember the car. And I didn't know they made PS2 copies of the game for Europe. And it's made by a company that's not really looked good upon, but still, just having Knight Rider for the 6th generation, I think is cool. I think it has voice acting in it and everything. So after watching Jason's video about the PAL games and seeing Miami Vice, I said, I gotta try these games out for myself and see. Because some games are so bad they could be good, or so corny they're good. I figured this will be one of them. So, Knight Rider Part 1 and 2. This game actually came out in America, but I got the PS2 one. It only came out in Europe. This is Die Hard Vendetta, and I have not played Die Hard Vendetta. I've seen it for the GameCube, but with the trade I was getting, I just got it for PS2 because you guys know I have access to playing PS2 import PS2 games with the PAL PS2 and the test system. So Die Hard Vendetta. Let me know what you guys think of this one. Is it worthy of John McClane? Next one here. Inspired by the Fifth Element. I didn't know that. So here's New York New York Race, inspired by the Fifth Element. So this is part of the Fifth Element, I guess, series. So I did not know that. It definitely looks better than the Fifth Element game that came out for the PlayStation 1. That game was, man, talk about trying to cash in on the name only. That was bad. But this one looks a lot better. It's kind of hard to screw up a racing game. So, I think this one will be solid. Next here we got Puyo Pop Fever. Puyo Pop Fever actually came out for the GameCube and the DS system, but I got the PS2 version, so I'm happy to have this. Puyo Pop Fever this is kind of like a rebrand of the series because Puyo Puyo, I think it was called, but now they call it Puyo Pop Fever. So that's like the kind of rebranding of the series, but still fundamentally the same. If you haven't played these games, they're kind of like Tetris games in a way, puzzle games. So a lot of fun, lots of bright characters and funny, goofy voice acting and everything. Here's the PAL version of Disaster Report. It's called SOS Escape. So I got that from John through a trade, which I love this game. So not to say that this version is any different than the American version, but I love the cover art and everything. So I just like having different versions of certain games. I think it's cool. This is one of my favorite games. If you haven't played Disaster Report, SOS Escape or whatever, it's basically about a guy who's a reporter and goes to report on something. He goes to town and there's a big earthquake that happens and it knocks him out for like a day. And by the time he wakes up, everybody's escaped. So he's got to try to get out of there. It's insane. America's 10 Most Wanted, only released in PAL territory. So I remember when they were talking about this game. So if I'm right, let me look at the date on the back here because it should have said something around 2000. Yeah, so 2001, 2002, even 3. But basically, after the whole 9/11 thing happened, all of a sudden, I remember seeing like a couple months later, a few months later, I used to get a lot of demo discs while I was in Korea from the official PlayStation magazine, things like that. And they previewed some kind of game where you were going after like Osama bin Laden. And I never followed up what the game was, but it was this game. And basically, Osama bin Laden is pretty much the last boss in this game. So it's like pretty crazy. You go out there like the top 10 terrorists and Osama bin Laden, the main one and everything. It's crazy, man. But anyway, I decided to pick it up as something kind of unique and everything. So beat 'em up for the PS2. This is Raging Blades. I didn't know about this until my buddy John showed me it, and this is a co-op beat 'em up for the PS2. Came out early in release. I had no idea it existed, and you guys know how I feel about beat 'em ups, man. I gotta have the good ones. So I think this is gonna be a good one. And if you guys have played this game, give me your opinion on it because I'm wondering why I haven't heard of it. I should have heard about something like this, but maybe my ears weren't open. Next game here, Police 24/7. That's right, Police 24/7. If you don't know what this is pretty much I think the game was called Cop 911 on the arcade. It was a rail shooter game in arcades. I think it's called Police 911 or something like that. And this is the pretty much the European English version of it, released for PS2. I had no idea this got released on the system, and it's in English and everything. So I got this from him. I think this is pretty cool. So I didn't know they ported it to the PS2, but I'm happy they did. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that one. And next we have Metal Slug 3 for PS2. Now I heard some weird things about this one, like it plays like in 480i like really bad or something like that, or the movements are weird or something like that. I don't remember. I saw a video about it, but this was a part of the trade. I love Metal Slug. My favorite Metal Slug is actually Metal Slug 5, maybe even 4. I mean, because I don't know. It's between those two which ones are my favorite. They're not the best ones, but I really like them for some reason. Well, I think 5 is. But anyway, Metal Slug 3 is considered the best one in the series, and I won't argue that. This one, they thought this was going to be their last one, so they went all out on this one. hopefully it's not like the Xbox version where they give you a certain amount of credits and that's it, and you got to try to survive. That sucks. So hopefully infinite credits so you can enjoy the game. All right, so we're down to the last item here. Whew, thank goodness. And this is I was looking for this the whole show, and I finally found it at the end. This is Terminator 3 Redemption for the PS2. Looked for it at the show, couldn't find it until the end. This girl named Michelle had it, which is a nice person, sells retro games at the show, and she was selling it for $17. She hooked me up for $14. So Michelle, if you're watching, thank you for that. Appreciate you. And yeah, I heard from Jason this is a really good game. There was 3 Terminator games on the PS2 and Xbox, I believe, and this is the 3rd game, and this is the best one. The other 2 are kind of meh, but yeah, Terminator Redemption. So anyways, guys, oh, thank goodness. This is going to conclude my pickups from the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, there's a lot of games here, so if you have any information on certain games, let me know about them and everything. I'll be reading the comments and everything. So that's all I got for you guys. Radical Reggie, and I will see you later.